What's up, YouTube watchers? My name is JT, and I'm not proud of it, but I have multiple sclerosis. No pity, please. And today we're going to be watching Dr. Aaron Boster telling us, well, hopefully we'll find out. And also, I have not watched this video yet. Alright, let's see what Mr. Aaron Boster has to say.
Howdy! Thanks for learning about MS with me, Aaron Boster. In today's video, we're diving into an essential topic, 10 symptoms that you should never ignore even if you feel fine. Now, whether you've had MS for a long time or you're only recently diagnosed, by the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize the warning signs to alert you that you need to take action. Now, don't turn away, because all of that starts right now.
Hey, Benny.
If you left out a cup of urine on the counter for a couple days, it
Yeah.
would grow bacteria.
Yeah.
The same thing happens when you leave urine in your bladder. If you're not easily able to empty your bladder, that's a setup for
I don't have that problem, but I only go about 4 times a day. Just letting you know.
discomfort, infections, and potentially even other serious problems. You're a setup for recurrent urinary tract infections. In rare cases, that pressure can back up and actually damage your kidneys or cause urosepsis, which could be fatal. The key takeaway is that if you're having difficulty emptying your bladder, I need you to alert your healthcare provider. That proactive step can stave off problems down the road. If you're coughing while eating lunch, that may suggest that you're having difficulty swallowing.
Number 2, I don't do that, but sometimes it's hard to swallow. I get food caught in my throat, but I know how to take care of that.
Something called dysphagia, which is all too common in the setting of MS. This can be quite serious because you can put food down the front tube of the windpipe and cause what's called an aspiration pneumonia, or God forbid you could choke. If you're noticing coughing or sputtering while eating, please bring that to the attention of your healthcare provider. We can refer you to a speech pathologist that can do a swallow evaluation. The key takeaway is that swallowing difficulties might seem minor, but they can cause serious problems. If you're having symptoms like coughing or sputtering while eating, let your healthcare provider know. Did you know that people impacted by MS are twice as likely to experience depression?
I have never had depression, except one time when my doctor had a heart attack and my medication basically I had to find a doctor that would write me my medication that I was getting, and fortunately for me, I found him.
Compared to the general population, depression colors everything gray. It can impact all aspects.
But I have a friend with depression really bad. He's 7 years old, don't have any kids, don't have a wife, never had a wife. I think the only time he went out with a girlfriend, and it's probably been 70, probably 45 years. But it's not the best thing to look at, and he don't have money, so it's how it goes today.
Of your life. And there's some research that suggests that depression untreated can make MS progress faster. Did you also know that people impacted by MS are twice as likely to experience suicide?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he has my my train of thought. Imagine that. He also said that he is really depressed. He gets in a funk sometimes. He never answers his phone. He never calls back or anything like that. And it's scary. We almost called the police to get a welfare check on him. But he finally tore out of his cocoon that he was in. It's terrible. I got some weird friends, y'all.
Suicidal ideation. If you're feeling sad, blue, and depressed, don't blow that off. Bring it to the attention of your healthcare provider. There are lotions and potions and therapies that can massively help. A pro tip is to add the National Suicide Hotline number into your phone, because you don't need it until you need it. I put it in every phone that I own, and I'm recommending you do the same. The number's on the screen right now. If you're
Yeah,
having fuzzy
call it,
thinking,
guys
memory lapses, and
and
difficulty
girls.
finding words, don't blow that off.
My
Cog fog
father's
is common in the
terrible.
setting of MS. It can impact your success at work, it can
Terrible.
impact your relationships, and it can really ruin your quality of life. It's one of the leading causes of loss of work for people impacted by MS,
It's
and yet
bad.
there are things that we can do about it. Bring it to the attention of your provider.
It's why I can't work. I can barely. I had to have my son, who's a millennial. I'm Generation X. We didn't have this crap when I grew up, but he knew all about it and everything. He's a smart boy. He gets from his daddy.
And we can consider a host of therapies, including medicines and cognitive rehab, to help you get back in the game. The key takeaway is cog fog is common in MS and it's treatable. If you're having trouble with thinking and memory, bring it to the attention of your healthcare provider. Sudden bouts of uncontrollable laughter when you're not feeling happy.
There was a time right before I got diagnosed. Like I got back from the emergency room, and that movie has Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. What is the name of that? It's not Duplex, is it? It might be Duplex. Oh well. What I'm saying is, I was laying on the couch, and I laughed at the most simplest things, and not even the movie. I mean, it's the way my the family operates was funny to me. Still is, kind
Or crying uncontrollably when you're not sad may suggest that you have pseudobulbar affect. This is a condition which is not uncommon in the setting of MS. Imagine being in a business meeting and start laughing hysterically. It's embarrassing and uncomfortable for you and those around you, and there's treatment. If you have inappropriate laughing or crying, please bring it to the attention of your healthcare provider. There are medicines that can massively help. The key takeaway is that unexplained emotional outbursts can be managed. Don't hesitate to bring this up to your provider. Falling can occur from a host of neurological symptoms related to MS, such as leg weakness, imbalance, incoordination, difficulty with vision, or numbness of your legs. Falling
vision. That is scary. One of my symptoms, and this is before I had a doctor's appointment, guys. I had blacks just in my vision on one eye, and I told my father about that, but he had cancer at the time, so I mean, I couldn't just leave him there and do anything. I couldn't go to the hospital because they probably would have kept me. But anyway, like I was saying, my eye was starting to go blind. They're good for right now. Not gonna lose.
Is very serious and can result in bone fractures or even smacking your head. If you're falling, don't ignore that. Please bring that to the attention of your healthcare provider. Working with neurophysical therapists can custom tailor a program to get you back on your feet.
That is don't work.
Don't ignore falls. Write down when they occurred and what happened that led to the fall, and bring that information to your healthcare provider. Bed sores or pressure ulcers can develop if you spend too much time laying in one position. This is unfortunately all too common for people that spend most of their day seated in a wheelchair or laying in a bed. Bed sores are very serious. They can cause infection and seed the bone, and in severe cases lead to sepsis and death. If you notice that your skin is red and doesn't blanch, or that your skin is starting to break down, it's critically important that you bring that to the attention of your healthcare provider. Pro tip, if you spend most of the day seated in a wheelchair or in a bed, ensure that someone is looking at the dependent skin areas once a day. This is the buttock.
Yeah, I can't even fathom having to sit in a wheelchair and not being able to walk. That would really hurt my pride. And kudos to those who do, and they do it great.
The heels, and the backs of your shoulders. The MS hug, the only hug you don't want, feels like your waist is being constricted. It can cause chest pressure and pain.
I
However,
thought I was
if this
having
is
a
the
heart
first
attack.
time you're experiencing that, we have to first assume that it might be chest pain. Chest pain sometimes causes shortness of breath, can radiate down your arm and up your jaw, but not
No.
necessarily. So don't just assume that you're having the MS hug, particularly if this is the first presentation. Key takeaway: if you're experiencing chest pressure and pain, don't just chalk it up to MS hug, particularly if it's the first presentation. Go to the emergency
If anything happens to me, that's the first thing I blame it on. MS. I don't give a damn. That's the first thing I blame it on.
department and have them rule out a heart attack. It's better to be safe than sorry. Seizures are more common in MS than people realize, and the person having
I counted my seizures. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many years? I was 34 when I got 11 years. That's scary. There's that grandma seizures that are super scary. Uh,
seizure oftentimes doesn't know they had one. They just wake up and sometimes feel really confused. If you wake up on the floor and you're not sure how you got there, or if you wake up and you've wet yourself or
you got
bitten your
drunk.
tongue, we have to consider the possibility of a seizure. Bring that to the attention of your healthcare provider so they can do an appropriate workup. Key takeaway: if you wake up confused, or you wake up having wet yourself or bit your tongue, bring that to the attention of your healthcare provider right away. MS fatigue is all too common, but it doesn't happen upon waking. People with MS wake up with the most amount of energy they're going to have. They unfortunately just expend it very, very quickly. If you wake up, however, feeling exhausted and with a headache, we have to be concerned about a disordered sleep problem like obstructive sleep apnea, particularly if you're told that you snore. If you wake up feeling tired, we can't assume that's MS fatigue, and I want you to alert your health.
Yeah, my best friend's had that. He'll be on the phone. We'll talk for like 3 hours, and at night he'll be starting. I'm like, dude, go to bed.
Care provider. They can refer you to a sleep
He's
specialist to do a
watching
sleep
this
study
probably right
and
now
diagnose the problem. Key
when I get
takeaway:
this out
waking up
there.
tired or with a headache suggests possible obstructive sleep apnea. Alert your healthcare provider. These are 10 symptoms that you should never ignore.
Well, now that was pretty informative, I have to say. But also, MS, it's like they call it like the invisible disease. A million people have it, of course. Most people, they don't understand how it affects people with MS's, MS life. But this video is too long already. I just want to let you know, guys. Be good. Good day.